Alabama's future is bright, and it's possibly the brightest it's ever been.
The economy is improving. We're at full employment. Technology is changing, and existing industry, as well as those that are looking at the state of Alabama, want to know what our workforce development strategy and plans are. If you don't have a workforce development plan, they're not going to take a second look at you.
The Alabama Workforce Council was created by executive order to start with, and then it was codified into law. They named the Department of Commerce as the administrative support for the Alabama Workforce Council. We needed a sustained workforce. Who better than the people who run the businesses, our customers, to tell us what the need is? And so with their help and this group, the Alabama Workforce Council, is certainly, to say they have an impact on the state would be a colossal understatement, because these are the people who run multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar companies and organizations, whether it's healthcare, manufacturing, banking, and because of what they've identified as their needs, then what we do in the Department of Commerce, along with many other partners, is take that information and that knowledge of what they've shared with us to create the programming that's needed and help get these people to a place where they can be employed as soon as possible. The first 4 years have been very helpful as we have realigned and redesigned and re-engineered, I guess would be a good way to say, our workforce systems in the state.
We have 7 regional workforce councils that ensure that our educational assets and our workforce assets are really streamlined with our industry partners in those regions. And then at the state level, we have the State Alabama Workforce Council, who also partners with our Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, or WIOA boards. And those were also designed to mirror each other geographically. So now we have the 7 WIOA boards and we have the 7 Regional Workforce Council boards. And why that's important is because if industry and academia are not talking to each other, then the academic programs that our students are being prepared for and the industry credentials and certifications that we are using to prepare our students, those aren't necessarily going to be aligned with industry demand.
We felt like we needed to have one portal to bring employers together, to bring educators together, to find out where the high wage, high demand jobs are, and how do we educate our citizens in the state of Alabama on where those opportunities are. Thus, Alabama Works was born.
Alabama Works is probably one of the most dynamic websites, and dynamic in the fact that all education or training programs are part of it. We all belong to Alabama Works. And the portal website is there for companies in their region to, with a couple of clicks, find solutions to training needs. A grandmother trying to get a child off the couch and to work somewhere can click on Alabama Works with 2 or 3 clicks and find a training program perhaps, and even in their region, locally, nearby. Those of us in this workforce profession, we can go into the site and look at data and research that we have accumulated on the various regions to see what the workforce is and what they are capable of and what they have competency in and so forth. So it's a very valuable tool, and that's why I believe it to be very dynamic, because it certainly is a living and changing website and portal almost daily.
Our unemployment numbers right now are at a record low, and the number of people that we count as being employed is at a record high. It shows that there's collaboration, there's cooperation amongst many state agencies, with Alabama Works being the catalyst.
One of the things that we can do when working directly with students and their parents is to give them the most up-to-date, relevant information on the careers that exist in our state and the workforce demands that we have. The Alabama Works Career Success Guides are interactive tools that can be used by educators, students, and parents to explore the careers and job opportunities that we have in the state of Alabama, both in an online format as well as a print format. that focus on each of the 16 career clusters that are available in our state, but then also learn how much of a salary you can potentially make in one of those occupations in that cluster. What do the job projections actually look like for those in our state? Personal stories and biographies from former students in our state who now currently work in those various jobs and occupations. It brings a real personal touch because students only know what they know. Parents only know what they know. It's difficult to help students understand what the possibilities are if they've never seen them or heard of them. And so the Career Success Guides have been an amazing tool for our educators to use with students every day, but then also a way that we can connect with parents, again, with relevant information. It's truly a remarkable product, and I'm proud that, that the Alabama Workforce Council and Alabama Works has helped support that product. The Career Coach program came about because of the Workforce Council's mission to make those connections both with business and industry and education. And so to address the shortage of the number of adults that are in our schools working with kids on this, the Career Coach program itself was implemented. It started small with around 36 the first year, but now has expanded to 94 across the state, where they work 1 day each week, at least, in every high school across the state, working with students directly with creating a plan for their future, visiting business and industry. One of the most exciting recommendations that has come from the Alabama Workforce Council is to explore a middle school career coach pilot program and help them to discover their passions in creating a plan for their futures. The earlier we can start working with students on discovering their passions and exposing them to the number of career opportunities that we have in Alabama, the better chance that we're going to have of being able to meet those workforce demands for our business and industry, and also help them to develop a plan for their futures, for future success, no matter what they choose to do.
The other big piece of this puzzle is our community college system. One of the recommendations that we've made was to change the governance of the community college system, and we accomplished that goal about 2 years ago. And it's shifting more to the workforce development, and that's not to say that any of the academic parts of it will be abandoned. You can do both, and to accomplish the goals that we want to accomplish, it just stands to reason, makes common sense that the community colleges have got to play a major role in that success story. Without them, it will not happen.
Within our community college system, we've already rolled out a lot of these programs. We're heavily relied on with our K-12 partners and also our four-year colleges, so we're all working succinctly together on these programs. And it's really going to provide a great opportunity for our citizens in our state of Alabama to get a great job and stay here in our state. We created a dashboard, and that dashboard actually can drill down to each county, and we can look at different levels of attainment for each county, and then we can also tie in the goals for that county. And so we could actually use this on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to really track our progress of where we've been and where we're going. And this is very, very important to create that benchmark and that baseline so we can understand if we need to focus on a county more specifically, maybe some of the poverty, high poverty areas that we have across the state, and also focus on those areas about non-poverty areas, and look at the results and test studies that we're doing and some pilot operations to get this attainment goal achieved. So the dashboard was created by a very, very innovative group of people working with our partners from Georgetown University and Lumina Foundation. So it's a very intuitive, very flexible tool that gives us great data and also gives us target percentages of where we need to work. What are our efforts? Where do they need to go? So we had the best return on the investment from our investment to reach this attainment goal.